Yeah, so now we'll see why what is the history of Python, and why it is such a popular choice among learning new beginners and people who want to learn machine learning and implement it in their respective fields. So it was created by Guido von Rossum in 1989. He was a big fan of this comedy show, a British comedy show actually, uh, named as Flying Circus. Uh, so there he uh, that show was called Monty Python. So he created this language. He named this language on that name. So there are many features of Python which make it a very popular choice in the market. So we'll see some of those features now. Yeah, so one of the most important features is that it is very simple to understand. Uh, so you don't have to think about the syntax as much as you may think in the other languages like C, C++, and Java. So here it is designed in such a way that the syntaxes are mostly 1 to 2 lines. So you don't have to remember that much of syntax, and maybe you can focus more on the logic and the reasoning behind the syntax and what it can do actually when you run that code. So that is one of the salient features of Python. And again, an important uh, thing about Python is that it's an open source, so anybody can download it. It is free for everyone to use. Now we have different packages, the ways which you can use it. There is Anaconda, which we'll be using now. There is PyCharm, and there are others. So Anaconda is basically a package where you get Python embedded in it. You get it inside the package, and then you have Jupyter notebooks you can run there, and other things inside it. It contains all the libraries embedded in it, which can be used to implement machine learning very easily. So as Python is open source, that's why it is one of the most popular choices, because it is you just have to download it from the website and start using it. It's just uh, that easy. So again, one of the features is portability. It is very easy to share code in Python. It is more of uh, you can share with between computers. It doesn't depend which kind of operating system you are using, or uh, uh, what kind of uh, system architecture you have. The code sharing is easier, and it's just plug and play. You can, if you have Anaconda in your system, you can take code from anywhere and just run it.
So just to add a point, Kaushal, with everyone, like the best part is more like similar to very much like Java. So
Right.
Python code, as Kaushal rightly pointed out, you can write it in one system. You can take the code, execute it in some other operating system altogether. It would not create any hassles at all. So code independency, that portability is something which is a bigger asset for programming language. And luckily Python belongs to that family of languages which allows that. So that makes it very much good. Back to you,
Yeah.
Kaushal. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, like sir rightly pointed out, uh, it is uh, it is similar to Java in that sense, in the portability sense. Now, it is also embeddable and extensible. What do I mean by that? It's like there are certain features from C and C++ and certain functions which you can use here to make it even more powerful, to derive more out of this language. So it is more flexible in that way. So you can uh, use those languages and functions to really take more out of Python. So again, it is interpretable language. So CPU and memory management is in memory. It comes with Anaconda. It optimizes both the CPU and memory management. for you. So you don't have to worry about your RAM usage that much. It is handled by Python itself. So that is again one more important feature, because even systems with less RAM can handle Python, because it handles the memory management for you. Yeah, so now we'll talk about libraries. So Python has a huge set of libraries which are ready to use to implement machine learning. So NumPy is Matplotlib, Skyline. There are ready-made functions which you can use it straight away for your data and implement and create machine learning models. It is that easy actually. So we'll see further in our course where NumPy, Matplotlib, and scikit-learn come into picture. We'll see where these libraries are used in the machine learning implementation journey. Right. So uh, some of you who have experience with programming languages may know about object orientation. These are OOPS concepts. So as you know, C, C++ are object-oriented languages. So what do you mean by object orientation? So basically, it creates clusters for the code. You can create classes so that you can break down complex problems into simple problems, and you can it makes code reusability easier in that sense, because when you use functions and classes, you can reuse those functions for different purposes. And also one of the most important oops concept, which is uh, like I just mentioned, reusability is polymorphism. And to provide more security to the overall environment, there is one concept called encapsulation, where you use classes for defining private variables. So in that sense, you can really protect your variables and data which you don't want to show to the outer world, and just use it inside your functions. So yeah, it is uh, very secure in that way, because it uses those oops concepts.
I know that some
So
of you may
yeah,
not
just to
be.
summarize all the features.
Sorry, Kaushal. I'll just take a moment. I know some of you may not
Yes,
be coming
yes,
from the
please.
computer science IT background. So I request you to check out these concepts, whatever the keywords that you saw now in the previous slide. I want you to check it out and read more about it, at least the Wikipedia page of these concepts, so that you are able to understand and appreciate why Python is different from other languages. Okay, because that's the beginning, and you have to only when you understand the power of the language, you'll be able to use that power while writing the code. So try to understand that. That will be a good asset for you. Yeah, back to you, Kaushal. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for your input. So just to summarize everything in a nutshell, so Python is a free source. Uh, it's easy to download and it's use. So you can just straight away go to a website, Anaconda website, which you may have done already, to download it and use the Jupyter notebooks and the Python code to implement machine learning. So it is easy to understand, as we already mentioned. Like the syntax, you don't have to worry about that much, because they are not that lengthy, uh, and it is it frees you in that sense, so that you can think about the uh, logic and the reasoning behind the code, what it does actually more. So it takes that pressure off from you. And as I said, it allows embedding from different programming languages, C, C++. Some of the functions are used here to make it even more powerful. And there are ready-made libraries which have uh, thousands of functions to use to really implement machine learning. Start using it. There are statistical functions, mathematical functions, and libraries like NumPy, Matplotlib, scikit-learn, uh, which we just saw. So we will see these libraries in detail when we go to Python and start using and coding in Python, to see really how these libraries help us in building machine learning models.
Okay, Kaushal,
yeah,
I'll just take a moment here. Okay, here is
yes,
a question for all of you. What do you think is library? How do you define library? Can you just post a quick answer in the chat? According to you, what is a library in a programming language? If you do not know, you can Google. It's okay, perfectly fine. Google and answer it. Code, good, Nandu, yes. Anything else that crosses your mind? Collection of what, Raja? Collection of packages. Okay, good, Manivanan, yes. Anything else? Any other response? Guys, feel free to ask questions also, because we are here to help you out. Okay, put it across in the chat window. We will help you out and we will make you understand. I know that all of us are at different levels of exposure towards programming. I do understand the problem there. So don't hesitate. Of course, that's the reason we are consciously keeping sessions at with regular breaks, like within 3 hours, as well as between 2 sessions. Also, we are keeping 2 days at least break, so that you are able to spend some time to pick up wherever you are lagging behind. Okay. So Sriram says we can know about software in any case where we find difficult. Okay. Collection of modules. Yes. So to put it in simple terms, as Kaushal rightly pointed out, it's a pre-written code which is available for you, and the pre-written code can be for any specific purpose. Like for example, let's say that I want to write a program for implementing a statistical algorithm, or simple mean median mode. I want to write a program. Why should I write a program if somebody else has already written a program for it? Why should I reinvent the wheel? Correct. So I can make use of the same program which has been used by someone else, and that someone else might have packaged it as a library. So library is nothing but a collection of predefined programming code, as Nandu has put it across. So you just invoke that, you access it, and you're able to make use of the same lines of code without you writing too much of lines. Okay, so already pre-written, available for you, which you can reuse it without reinventing the wheel. That's what is the advantage of libraries. And importantly, the beauty of this Python language is, since it is free source, open source, it is freely available, lot of people use it. What is the advantage of lot of people using it? More people, when more people use it, more code is written. When more people are writing code, more packages are written, more libraries are created.